Have you ever cut somebody off feeling like it was the right thing to do, only to feel so empty afterwards? Like lately, I've noticed that is like a trend. Like it's so easy for people to let go of people, like to just cut you off. Like I know some people might be toxic. I know there are toxic relationships out there. Like you should definitely not stay in a relationship if it's gonna drain, it consistently draining your mental health. You should definitely not stay in that kind of relationship. The kind of cutting off I'm talking about is like cutting off people just because you guys have different opinions, or just because of their personality or a certain trait that they have. Like you just cut them off. Like I feel like this generation, we don't really take friendship really seriously. I don't know if social media is part of the reason to blame for that, because people feel like, okay, they don't need to talk to people anymore. They just let go of anybody, because after all they can talk to chat gpt. Chat gpt is going to be their best friend. Like I watched a video and someone was saying, like, I don't need people, I have chat gpt got me. Like I want you guys to know that we are humans, we are social beings, we are connected. Like we need each other. Yes, because relationships help us to thrive, you know, to grow, and it even gives room for better opportunities. So just cutting people off just because you guys have varied opinions, or just because, like, of like a little misunderstanding, like something that was not intentionally done, I don't think it's really worth it. Like let me say, for example, I have a friend, she's my very good friend, my very very good friend. But there was a time when, like, she would hardly pick up her phone. She was never on her phone. Every time I tried to get a hold of her, she would never be on her phone. And I started feeling like, what kind of best friend is this? Like I'm never able to reach her when I really need to talk to someone. I'm never able to reach her. So, and I started feeling like, I'm just gonna end this friendship. I'm gonna cut this friendship out. I don't need it anymore. Like I need a friend who's gonna be there, who's gonna be consistent. And then later, when I thought about it, I was like, but no, she's probably just busy. She's a mom. She has kids. She has a husband. She has a family to take care of. But this friend, she'll text me like every night, like to check on me, like how was my day. And she has always been there for me. Like there was a time where I had nobody. My friend, she's always there. I could not walk. She would always help me out. She always had my back. I just imagine like if I had cut that friendship off, because she is really a good friend to me. So what I'm trying to say is that I know you are supposed to set boundaries, and I know this is different for everybody. But what I'm saying is like, for those really little things that don't really matter, that are not really enough to destroy a relationship that you've had for a very long time, or a friendship that has come a long way, it's not really worth it just cutting it off because of all of these things on social media. You're trying to prove that you're not going to let anyone treat you anyhow. Let me tell you something, we are all flawed. None of us is perfect. You are not perfect. Even if you cut off that person, you're still going to meet another person, another friend, another partner, another whatever, whoever you're cutting off. You're still going to meet another person who is not going to be perfect. They're going to have their own flaws. So you're going to have to choose, okay? You're going to have to learn to have some grace, have grace, just as how Christ forgives us. Like, I just imagine, like, where will you be if everyone that you had wronged, or just remember a time when you were going through a rough time and you said or did something that you regretted later, and that person forgave you and then let it go. Then, like, why would you not give another person that same grace, that same forgiveness? Why? If Christ can forgive us, why can't we forgive each other? We come from oneness, and we are going to be so much more better and successful if we are able to have that empathy, if we are able to really connect with each other, understand each other. Like, I know people can be very toxic. I'm not saying that you should stay in relationships or friendships where they are manipulative, like consistently draining on your mental health, abusive. No, I'm not saying you should stay in those kind of relationships. Those kind of relationships, you should definitely cut ties from those kind of relationships, because they are not going to make you to be the better version of yourself. I don't know if someone needs to hear this confirmation, but what I'm saying is, don't fall for this trend on social media, or this new way of life where everyone is cutting everyone off, cutting off their fathers, cutting off their mother, their sisters, cutting off long relationships that have come a long way. Christ calls us to be compassionate and forgiving towards each other, just as he forgives us, just as he's compassionate towards us. So we should be able to extend that same grace during this season. I know the new year is coming, everyone is cutting everyone off, but you should really think about it like, is this thing really worth me cutting this person off? Is it really worth it? Don't fall for it. Don't try to prove tough because you're trying to prove to everybody that you are tough. You don't need anybody. You need people. We need people. We are human beings. Chat GPT is not a human being. That is not a person. You need people. You need human connection. That is why we are created. We need that. We come from oneness. We are one. We are supposed to be one. Nobody is an island. You can never, ever live alone. You can never live alone. I know sometimes the relationships might be messy, but it's all about showing up even when it's messy. It's all about showing up even when it is messy. So, this whole issue of cutting people off, the new year is coming, everyone is cutting people off. I want you to think really long and hard about it. Is it really worth it? Have you had an honest communication with this person? Have you sat down with them and had a communication with them? Tell them how you truly feel about something that they did to you. Have you had that conversation with them? You should have an honest conversation. And when I talk about honest conversation, I mean like you sit and you talk, work on your tone, how you're saying that, be receptive, you open up, listen to each other, understanding each other. Okay? I'm not just talking about making the person, trying for the person to just understand what you are talking about. You guys have to be open to understanding each other, have effective communication. Because I feel like most people honestly do not have effective communication and they just cut off that relationship once you say something and the person is against you. You're like, okay, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. It's always like that with you. You calm down, you have an effective communication with this person, and if they are willing to work on it and you guys are willing and you guys see that this friendship or this relationship is something that is worth fighting for, you should really stay and seek God's intervention. God is going to help you. Every relationship, every marriage is going to thrive once God is the foundation of it. So make God the foundation of everything. Do not go about following social media. That is the devil's agenda, to keep people separated, because he knows how powerful we can be when we come together. So, have you ever been so quick to cut someone off and then you felt like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that? Or have you like cut someone off and then you guys make up and then your friendship or your relationship becomes really stronger after that? If that has ever happened to you, please leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Have a blessed day.